So my question is, how do you start a business today?
Today, today you need to, for one, figure out what it is that you want to do.
Okay.
And so I'm always I give these consultations all the time. You guys can call me and get one if you need it. The first thing I'm going to tell you to do is figure out what it is that you want to do. I always say that we all have a unique gift that we have inside of us. Some of us are good with taking care of children. Some of us are good with cleaning up. You could possibly be a janitor and start your own janitorial service one day. Some of us, we know how to make cupcakes real good. You could possibly be a bake. I just feel like the Most High has put some type of gift in all of us to where if you don't necessarily have a business right now, search inside of yourself first. See what it is that you're already good at. What are some things that you would do where you'll wake up in the morning and do them for free because you love doing it so much, or because you just can naturally just do it. That's number one. Number two, if you don't have a gift, if you don't feel like, hey, I don't believe, my purpose or my uniqueness, I don't believe that it could make money. Cool. If you don't believe that, because belief is something that you got to have, research other industries that you may be interested in. And most of the time we need to look at which one of those are making money, so they need to be making money, and it needs to be something that piques your interest. Another thing, how can you obtain this? Are there courses? YouTube University, do you see people on social media doing this? Are there courses and mentorship in your city to where you can reach out to this tax preparer and take their tax class, or reach out to this credit repair person and take their credit repair class? When you do your research, you can look within your market and then see, like, man, like, can I do this? Or, can I sell hair like her? Man, okay, this one has a course that's going to teach me step by step. If I invest in it, I might can learn and start there. Thing is, you got to start somewhere. And I believe that searching inside of yourself first, and then also researching within the market, to see what is actually working out here. If you got the money in your 401k or in your savings because you've been working so hard and you've been working overtime, you can be an investor. You can invest in real estate. When I was working for the federal government, I did real estate deals until I got free. So, I was, investing 200 and 300 here, and then receiving 2,500 and 3,000 and 5,000 from those investments. How do you start a business today? Should you work that 9 to 5, and then you come home and then you work from 5 to 9?
Don't we know it?
And that's how you start it. It comes from searching inside of yourself. You got to research your market, and then you got to come home and you got to put in some work from 5 to 9. Try it for a year or 2 years, 3 years. You're gonna be free. Try it for 1 year, 2 years. Be consistent. By that third year, we look at things like how we look at college. You go to college for 3 years. You sacrifice and slave and study and do all. You can do the same thing in a different industry if it was something that you wanted to invest in and possibly start a business in. 1 to 3 years.
Okay, so you mentioned something that really jogged my memory, and that's something that I want to discuss. And you said do things for free. Can you talk about the community and how we just don't want to do things for free? We feel like we should be paid for every single thing that we do, and everything has to have a check tied to it in order to get something back, whether that's, a service or actual money. We just want something.
So in short, and hopefully I wouldn't speak over any heads when I say this, but yeah, it may have been free then. But for us who are here for the long haul, you're probably gonna get paid for it in another fashion.
That's good.
Probably get paid for it down the road. And see, sometimes we don't know how to we wanna plant the seed and see the cucumber the next day.
Right then. You gonna give it to me now. I want it now.
Yeah, and then that goes back to our belief.
Yeah.
Because you started out in this business and you believe that, hold on, I've been seeing them, they making bands off of this. So I should be able to do this too and make bands by the next month.
No.
It's like, no. That person probably been in the game 10 plus years. People trust them. They don't mind sending them $1,000 because they are expert. They're known. You know, they can look at their resume and know that the work may be done. But you who's just getting started, you may believe in your business, but we don't.
Yeah.
So part of marketing and part of having a business, you have to market. You have to market to the point to where people do believe in your business. Sometimes that marketing, which you have to pay for it. Some people, they try to just use Facebook and TikTok and they pray that they're going to go viral. But sometimes you have to sacrifice and invest in yourself so that you can market and advertise your business. That's almost like working for free because you really paying money to see some results. Sometimes you have to go to a part of their research, go to some of these places where your service is needed and see if you can provide it, especially if you don't have any contract clients already. You know, sometimes you might have to go out and prove yourself. You might have to go out and show yourself, test yourself out. And I know people who have been in the game 10 plus years, when they're trying to climb different levels, they're able to humble themselves and say, hey, you know what? I'll do this right here for free because I know what it's going to gain in the future. And don't sell yourself short. You know, don't just be out here giving out all of your pies for free. But you're going to run into a Ricky Smiley or a Justin Evans or somebody in the city where let them try one of your pies and don't get no money from it, but record them, get that reel and market in the app.
Yeah.
You might get paid for it later because if I see that you have pulled up on all of these celebrities and they're liking your food, I might want to buy it too.
Yeah.
Or if I saw that you painted this celebrity house and you gifted them with a portrait for their new house because you saw they were buying a new home and you were intentional and you said, you know what, I'm gonna paint a picture for Tyler Perry so it can go inside of his new studio. I'm gonna pray over my portrait. I'm gonna drive it down there to where I know he's gonna be. I know they having a grand open ribbon cutting ceremony, and I'm gonna go down there with my portrait and I'm gonna show it to him.
Yeah,
Probably.
know somebody who's done that.
And their lives have been changed.
Yes, it has.
So for those of us who feel like, you know, I'm not moving unless a dollar come in, hey, that's cool. Depending on who you are, you really can't have that attitude because they're gonna call the people who they know are the experts in the game and who've been doing this. Or it might be somebody who's in your shoes out there. They like, hey, I'll do it for free. And you done missed out on your opportunity. And now because they did that one thing for free, now they just signed a contract for 3 months because they showed initiative. They showed consideration. They did their research. People like when people just show, like you showed up for me with the camera in hand. Man, you weren't in budget this time, but next time, the people on my team don't even show up for me in this manner. So sometimes, man, just showing up can really change your life.
Okay, so what are some things that you've had to do to grow the platform that you're on now? You are mentioning all of these things, but you are also great as well. And so what are some of the things that you had to do along this way? I'm not even sure how long you've been on your journey, but talk to me about your journey and how you pulled it all together.
So we're talking 10 years now. Started in 2016, decade later. I keep seeing 2026, and it didn't even like register with me. Like, bro, you've been doing this for 10 years. And one thing that I've been doing 10 years for free, you can tell you what I do?
What's that?
I share people's businesses on my social media page every day, all day. It's almost natural. What I say, what would you do for free? So that's how I started off my business. People didn't know who I was. They never saw my logo before. I was a fresh college graduate. I had no skin in the game with none of these corporate people and, city officials and things like that. They didn't know me. But I knew from research, I knew the businesses. So all I did was, and this is something that I encourage my interns and people who come along my business, it's the culture that we have developed at Young Entrepreneurs that I try to instill in everybody. if you see somebody doing something positive within our community, what's wrong with you liking it or sharing it or commenting on it? Like what's wrong? Because you're on social media already. And so I asked him, I say, how are you spending your time on social media? Is it commenting on mess? Is it scrolling just because you're bored? You know, like what are you doing? But when I'm on social media, I have trained myself to, hey, while I'm going to be on this app, I'm going to do something productive that'll possibly lead to me being free one day, which is sharing these people's businesses. And I still do it to this day.
Wow. Can you talk about how many businesses that are out there, and maybe we can list them, but how many businesses are there within your community?
And you talking about a lot because, you know, we started off sharing. I have a private group on Facebook where we're going to share your stuff into this private group. It's called the Young Entrepreneurs. It's with a capital P if you go on Facebook. And in this group, there are other entrepreneurs who know the feeling of how it feels to not have support, how it feels to not have a community, how it feels to, you post something on social media and your friends and family, they don't share it. But we have a community of people who understand that feeling. And so you can share your work into their group, or either I share it into there. And we have people who barter. They spend money with each other. You're able to stay in the loop and see who's doing what. If you're in this group, you can find people who have courses and mentorship. So I constantly share all day to that group as a support system within our community. Like, hey, if your friends and family stop sharing, we not. We're going to always be there. You don't have to pay us. You don't have to meet with, like, we know what you do. You probably don't even know who we are, but we know what you do.
That's good.
And that type of attitude led me to other things. I started throwing vendor events. So we were responsible for the surge and trend of pop-up shops and vendor events in Birmingham. So I started throwing those. So the community grew from there because now I am responsible for making sure I cultivate a nice event to where these people make money. So vendors from, all over the years until COVID happened. And then now we are throwing an annual award show every year where we give out 52 small business awards every year. So the community, it continues to grow because, the type of things that we're innovating and implementing in the city, they continue to grow. So from the award show, you're looking at 52 winners, but you're looking at over 200 nominees who all get exposure, just from being on our site as listed as the best of the best that you should possibly vote for an award. So, I mean, the community is Birmingham itself. I mean, we support everybody.
Talk about the vision that you had to do something like that. Did you see yourself here? Is this something that you saw most business entrepreneurs see themselves in a certain place? Is this something you saw? And if so, what does that look like now?
So I saw a vision, and let's just say that compared to where I am now, the vision that I saw was probably like in black and white. Film was kind of grainy. Like you see yourself doing one thing, but one thing I always tell people, just get started, guys. Just get started. When I say search inside of yourself, I feel like God gives us unique gifts and he gives us purpose and he shows us things. And we have the choice to either try it out or to not try it out. And so with me, I'm like, after reading so much about how he's going to bless me for trusting him and taking risk and believing in his promises, I'm like, you know what? I got to put all my faith in you. So we came up with this motto, trust the process. Well, I want to say we came up with it, but that was one of the mottos that stuck with us at the beginning, which was just like, trust the process. Like, you really have to trust the process and believe in what you're doing. And so that message that I tell people is just step into one door. He may open up other doors, for you. You may have started off just doing cupcakes, and then now you're doing birthday cakes, now you're doing celebrity cakes, and now you're doing animated cake, but you may have just started off just doing vanilla cupcakes with just the cream on them. But just you stepping out and taking that step of faith, you never know. It might be somebody who reach out to you and they want to pour into your business, and now just keep having things added on to you, all because you were faithful in the beginning by just taking that first step. So I didn't see the award show. Wow. I can honestly tell you that I didn't see the award show. I didn't see the pop-up shops at first. I just knew that I wanted to support my people, however that looked. I didn't see we sold over 2,200 Trust the Process shirts.
Wow, and I was just gonna ask that. You must
I didn't see that. I didn't see that in the beginning.
I did my research and I saw some shirts through social media that said "Trust the Process." If I'm not mistaken, beige or black with some writing. So, whose idea was that, and where was it? Just like trust the process, let's put it on the shirt, or was it more like, what am I doing right now? Trust the process. And
this was a life thing.
Okay.
I transitioned from club promotion. And so I was in club promotion. I can't say that I was the top club promoter in the city. I can't Soldier Boy this one. But what I can stand on, it's the same thing I can stand on today about Young Entrepreneurs. We were different. We provided class. We just tried to provide better experiences than what we saw. So always research your market. Know what's going on, and then you hear some of the bad things that have happened, dealing with other promoters, and it's like, what? If we're gonna be in this game, we want to do it our way. And so I was in a group with a group about 5. My group, they turned on me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they turned on me.
That's the bad part nobody want to hear.
Oh,
they
no.
turned. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, best friends.
So the game does get grimy. It does get kind of ugly, and so it's not always pretty, and it's not always, I start a business, I get right to the money, everything blows up, I get to $1 million, and now I live in a lavish home. So it doesn't go like that.
No. I cried, and I think you the first person I told that to. No, I told her to Facebook, because Facebook didn't really know what was going on. But I'm telling you personally, I cried over the situation. And the reason that I cried, it was not because I was sad over my homeboys and that they had took over my business. It was not that. I was sad because the type of spirit I had, it wasn't a revenge spirit. Like, these are people where I can literally pull up to their house and get a plate and walk in their room while they not there, and their mama don't say nothing to me. So that part kind of hurt me. Like, I could literally pull up to your house right now, probably fight you, and your mama would probably let us fight it out, and then try to hear both our stories, because she know they know me. They call me son. So all of that, I had to start a whole new company, and I was just like, man, what do I do? So and that's where Trust the Process came from.
Literally, so for the listeners that's, listening right now, what keeps you going when you want to stop right there? You could have easily said, I'm done. I'm going to go grab my 9 to 5. I'm out. This is the end for me.
The thing is, I was one of the visionaries, of the group, and if not the main visionary. And so when you got the vision, when he showed it to you already, when you know what you're supposed to be doing, when you know your gift and you know your purpose, you have to just maneuver around certain things. And it's going to always be like that. Even within the business I'm in now, I have to maneuver around certain spirits and certain people within the city, who try to, sabotage and talk down or whatever it is they may try to do. But on your journey, there's going to be tests the same way at your job. You know, you've been wanting a promotion for 3 years, but the boss holding it in front of your face like a piece of meat, like on a string.
Come get it.
And then, you working with people and you confiding with them as friends and employees, and they telling your business to other employees on the job, and that's affecting you while you walk through, your co-working space. I mean, it happens everywhere, but it's all about the decisions that you make and, what it is that you're willing to put up with. When I was working a job, it gave me anxiety. And I ain't never had anxiety,
Yeah.
I was never diagnosed with anxiety, but I just felt that I had it while I was there, because it was just a lot of things that I didn't like.
Like, when you say anxiety, does that mean like your hands are sweating? You feel like this burning desire, like I gotta get out of here. Like,
can't get out of that cubicle, man, like, Jesus, I just want to get off this leash for a second. And like I say, it's going to come a point where, you're going to get tired. I don't know. Maybe you get tired, or maybe you just settle in and just be like, hey, this is life. This is what I want to do. But for me, having that vision and the belief that I have in the Most High, it was just like, oh, okay, y'all took this. Like, I can just go and start something else. And it's like I did. And that was a good thing that happened to me, because I was able to start something else that was with a more positive purpose. Instead of doing club promotion, now I do business promotion. And I specify in Black business promotion. Our dollar doesn't circulate within our community, but I think it's like every 26 days, compared to the Jewish community, every 26 minutes. The European community, every 1 hour, 2 hours, or whatever that looks like. I have to say this too. Big shout out to my guy Roland, who used to own the PH Lounge. I used to do business out of his lounge. And one thing he told me that changed my life and changed my trajectory as far as this business, he saw that we were making money like on the South Side and in Lakeview, with the white establishments and, with the establishments that have, more backing behind them, they've been around for a while, or, they got the money or whatever. He told me, he said, man, you can always be successful by doing business with your own people. And that changed my life. So the vision that I had, the people that you run into who are willing to pour into you and invest into you, you just never know how they will possibly set fire to you and help you keep going on your journey. This podcast that we're doing, if I was feeling down and then I get a call from Kayla like, hey, man, I was just making cupcakes, but now somebody sees my hard work and they want to, it's going to be certain things on this journey, certain things where it's going to let you know that, hey, I made the right decision. And so even the hurt that I went through, it was still the right decision.
It was for a reason.
Yeah, it was for a reason.
To get you to this point.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think people need to hear. The things that you go through is for a reason, to get you over into the next phase of life or where you need to be.
You got to trust the process. It's all a part of the process. Like, we think that the process is going to be start my business today and I'll be making 10 bands next month.
That's
traveling and in Miami on a yacht, quit my job. And the thing is, that's not always
reality. That's not how it goes. That's not exactly how the story starts or ends. That's not it.
Relationships aren't like that. Children aren't like that. Your child is just not going not fall off their bike or not waste something on their shirt, for all of the 18 years that you had to raise them. For the things that we sign up for, the things that we love, the things that we're committed to. I'm like, hey, put your all into it.
Yeah.
Give your all. Put consideration into it. Put love into it, and it will love you back. Just like that child will love you back. Just like that man will love you back. just like the job will give you just like the army will pin you for. If you trust God on your gift, it will pay you back.
Can you talk about the in-between season?
Talk to me.
So you started a business, you went from club promoting to now business promoting, the middle space.
Yeah.
You haven't reached the 10 bands, but you're not at the point where you started either. You're in the middle. Things are going, you've got a few sales coming in, whatever the case may be. What do you do in the middle? Because it's not always there.
It's not always there. So in the middle, there has to be a lot of saying yes. Some of those things may be for free, but there has to be a lot of saying yes. And what I mean by that is, if you just start the business and you get your first sale or first interest, that first interest, like, hey, can you come do this for me tomorrow?
I mean, the first instinct is you get excited. Like, you start like, ooh, like, yay.
Yeah.
And the woo. Like, that's the first thing. So,
yeah.
If you can't do it because you're working at your 9-to-5 job, the answer is now, no, I can't do it because it's at 12 noon.
Oh, man.
Then what?
Do you have some PTO? I'm hoping that you have some PTO at this job that you've been at.
We'll do 2 scenarios. So person A does, they go to work, they're at work every day. They probably could wiggle their way.
Yeah. So 2 different ways. If you can't be there at 12, you can't be there. You might possibly have to wait it out and schedule things for when it is that you can. Don't quit until you can. But going back to what I was saying was like saying yes sometimes. That first interest is almost kind of scary because what if you haven't completed a task for someone? Like you've never done a transaction before.
You don't have a clue of what you're doing.
You don't have a clue. Saying yes. You don't have a website. That don't mean that you can't operate in business.
Pause. Because I am pro website. I am pro have your stuff together.
Nope, no problem with that. I'll be still making money while you and your website designer getting y'all stuff together. I'll be out of the trunk.
No. But my things are up though. My things are up. But however, I am pro have your stuff together, look professional. It needs to be flawless. That's me. Yeah. Now, however, I learned along the way from one of my mentors that having things all put together, you don't necessarily need it, which I think you're about to go there. So Can you talk to the people who, they're like me, they want it all pretty glam, all professional mode just because of who they are. But can you talk to the people who, they want that, but they don't have the means to fund that. So
you got to have balance. And for one, you got bills coming in too. So your bills coming in, they should be able to talk to you and have that conversation with you and all the things that you got to get together because the bills is still coming in. The pressure is still on. So you telling me that you can't sell a pie until you have your LLC certificate, and I'm telling you, it's somebody over here who's slinging pies out of their house.
And that we don't recommend.
And they're getting the money to prepare. Like
we don't recommend it.
All trying to prepare
for. We don't recommend it.
Hey, look.
We do not recommend you slinging pies out of your house.
My first trade was cutting hair out of my house. And it's the same thing. I used to receive the $10 from them. I wasn't thinking about the IRS. Man, I'm thinking about guys. Remember this episode? Who y'all talking to? Because it's gonna be some people who do tell you that you gotta have a business plan before you get started. Man, look.
To be fair,
sell that product.
To be fair, one of my coaches said, in order to start this business, you need to know where it's going.
Yeah.
And so at first I couldn't answer. I was like, it's leading to a lot of sales.
Yeah.
Right. But that answer wasn't good enough.
No.
It wasn't good enough. And she really drilled me down to like the end product. Like, why are you doing this? Who are you serving? All these different questions. Right. So when you talk about a business plan and do you need it? No, you don't need it. But I think somewhere along your business journey, you do need, a plan of action, or who you're targeting, or who you're going after. If not, you get lost in the sauce. But I realized today, a lot of people start businesses for the wrong reasons. You didn't really start a business to cater to a certain individual. You started a business because you wanted to make $10,000. So it was about you in the beginning. And I think starting a business with you in mind is never the right reason.
That's right.
Right.
Now, and you got to think, now, I can't promise you that all realtors, tax preparers, and credit repairers, I can't promise you that they all care about the people, because
not at all.
Part of doing good business is, for one, doing good business. It's not really about the care part, because if you do good business and you make your transaction and you fix their taxes, some people, that's all they care about. They don't care about if they said, have a nice day.
I do like to not have a nice day.
They answer the phone, hey, how are you doing? Some people don't do. Some people are strictly about,
what?
My product is so good to where it's like product, time, and product, time, and profit. That's all I got time for. I don't have time for personal conversations. I don't want to know about your family. I'm the one who want to know about, how's your daughter? Some people, it's like business, transactions, profit. Like,
yes, but can you talk about like the follow-up? Do you believe in follow-up with people? Do you believe okay, this went nowhere in the beginning, but hey, maybe that was the wrong time, and let me follow up with you because now it may be a good time for you. It may be, circumstances may have changed and I need to follow up with you. So do you believe in follow up? And if so, what does that look like in your business?
Yeah, definitely. So you got to think, I'm following these people and sharing their stuff all the time. So if you reach out to me and, it's been 3 months or so, I can kind of tell that we probably haven't talked in a while, but I'm still sharing whatever it is that you're trying to do. And so you have to, and this is one thing that I implemented into my business, to be different from everyone else. Shoot, the people I do business with, we're almost like family. Okay. The family aspect comes from me. I care. I'm telling y'all, everybody's not going to care about your business. They just want their money, and that's it. I might be able to come up and do something for you for free or barter. It's some people you cannot call them. They won't load a camera lens into the truck until they get the invoice. They don't care about if grandmama's sick, mama just died this morning, none of that. Now, it's some of my clients that might come, hey, Justin, my mama died this morning. I ain't gonna be able to pay you today. Can you wait till next Friday, like when we clear out it? You might can call me. But that was something I also implemented from when I was operating my business solo, because I could. As I continued to grow, now my employees, and they don't care about grandma passing away. They still want their money. You get what I'm saying? But building the business on trust, how do I build trust with my people? I show up. They see that I care. They book me to do photography, but I'm sweeping with them at the end of the event, and I'm taking down the tables and the chairs. You get what I'm saying? Like, when you dealing with people and you see, like, man, bro, like, man, this girl, she just spent $2,200 on this event. Single mom with 3 kids. Most of the people I work with, they're just starting their business, most of them. Because I like to work with people from the start. I don't want to jump on you when you get hot and everybody else finally. I like to work with you at the beginning when ain't no logos on the wall, and it's like, hey, I believe in you. That type of belief transition over into my clients trusting me, because they know if I call him, he gonna be there.
And that's
it's
good.
Not. It ain't about the money. If I call him, he's gonna be there, because I care about their logo and I care about mine. Like, we both on the rise. I care about us making sure that we go through the process together instead of that one transaction. You get what I'm saying? So you might have some people where you've done 15 transactions with them, and they may call you, and one of those may happen to be for free. You have to think, or you might have to discount them. Like, man, where are we going? I've been on a journey with these folks. You know, I know where they going.
Wow.
And you try to, I almost used the wrong term. Excuse me, Lord. I done seen people miss out or get upset or cut people out because they didn't get $200, but then they missed out on $10,000 for the year. You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
And it's all about your principles. So your principles could be I'm not leaving my house unless I get an invoice. Now, I don't leave my house unless, I leave my house when I know that there's money on the line. I'm just not leaving for free. I don't want to tell nobody that. But don't be one of those people to where, like, they just, like, if you've made it to that point where they just can't call your phone, cool. But if you're just starting off in business, sometimes you do need to volunteer. That word is there for a reason. Yeah. You might have to. They may have 3 other cameramen there, but you come there, and do your thing, and you might have the best work, and then you just never know. And so I'm real big on not quitting and showing up. Just don't quit. You just never know what may happen if you just don't quit.
Okay. That is powerful.
I'm serious, and I've gotten frustrated. I've went unpaid and different things, but like you asked me earlier, like, what causes you to not quit? It's the vision that he gave me. It's the research that I did in Atlanta and New Orleans and Los Angeles. I know that what I'm doing, it works. I also know that I'm in a market called Birmingham where we're a little bit slower than everybody else.
A little bit is an understatement.
Oh, yeah. But so
little bit.
In my vision and in my prayers, I'm not allowing my market to frustrate me because I know my market.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to know your market. Mm-hmm. I know they going to ask for a discount. Ooh, what your price is? You ain't too high, is it? I know I'm going to get one of those when I answer the phone. No, we ain't too high. Because I've already done my research. I know how much my other people charge. I'm at a price where you shouldn't say no unless you just don't have it. And if you don't have it, either you need to tell me why you can't afford it or you don't need to be doing it.
Or do you feel like people, if you can't afford it, maybe I'm not your guy? You don't feel like that?
No.
Okay, because
we got it. We couldn't.
That way.
Yeah, we couldn't. But it's like we got it priced out at a point where you can't, like, you can afford it. But it's almost like for people who were doing pop-up shops and they had never done one before, never going to discourage you not to do it. But I also did tell y'all at the beginning of this episode, research what you're doing. Look at the other people that are doing it and see, can they help you out? Now, if you're going to be somebody that does things all on your own, hey, trust the process. Take those L's. Learn.
Because you're going to take quite a few of them. You're going to take a lot of them, I think, doing it that way.
I was somebody that I went on my own. And literally, the mentors in this city who could have helped me, which it probably took me a little bit longer, they booked me to come on one of their podcasts, and I literally told them that to their face. Like, I could have called the moderator years ago when I first got started and asked him, like, hey, how do I maneuver through the game? I said, but I chose to go the hard route, which that's one of our mottos. Like, we took the harder way. I got it on a shirt.
The harder way.
We take the harder way.
Shout out if you know that song.
The road not taken. But
Yeah.
no, we take the harder way. And I told him, I said, man, look, if you're going to be one of those people, push through.
Yeah.
Until the point where now they calling you to be on their podcast. And I literally said it just like that in front of them. I could have called my mentor, but I chose to work myself so hard to the point where they recognize me.
And now they're calling you.
Now they calling me.
Yeah.
Because you put your head down and you do the work.
Exactly. And so that's what kind of led to this episode as well. I actually met you long ago, but I think we're just now getting into this episode. But recently at that event, which I think that was a powerful event. And just for the record, I want to welcome everybody to the Executive Club. I'm your host, Kay Ellston, and I have Justin Evans with me today. And I am super excited to be doing this. And thank you for saying yes to this, because you could have easily said, no, I don't want to do it, right? But I can tell you right now that with a humble spirit. He was like, "Oh yeah, absolutely. I would love to do this. Tell me when it's happening, and where I need to be." So thank you for being here and also showing
It's
up
no
on
problem.
time, because I think showing up and being there is a big part of business.
Right.
And that leads me to my next question. Like, tell me about entrepreneurs being on time and being where they say they're going to be, because I've had so many times where people just aren't where they say they're going to be.
Yeah.
They have overbooked themselves. They're in so many places at
Yeah.
once. Talk to me about how you keep a balanced schedule and how you keep everything all mapped out.
So it's tough because I've been one of those entrepreneurs who have showed up late. You know, I mean, I like to look at things like we have to keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
We got to keep it real.
Yeah, for sure.
At our jobs, we were late sometimes. We were late turning in work. You know, we didn't follow all the codes, and we broke some of the rules that they probably taught us in orientation. And so when people like to start bashing business owners for not doing everything correctly, I'm just
Which
like,
I
hey,
hate.
like, come on now. Like, y'all, are y'all doing everything? Like, if I came and checked your car at your job, and they probably punching holes on you, like, man, come on. But if you want to be a business owner, you got to do certain things different to make sure that you aren't bashed on the internet. And I'm like real big on just talking about that. Like I don't have a vocabulary word or a word that I read in a book to try to keep us away from that. But it's literally operate in a manner to where you don't get bashed on the internet, possibly, because that is what's going to happen. So hopefully as business owners, and just like we do at our jobs, we progress and we get better, over time. Hopefully you did your research beforehand, and before you even sold a transaction, you took a customer service class and you got a customer service certificate and operations or whatever it is that you do in your industry. Hopefully you went and got all the certificates. But if you didn't, there are going to be certain events and certain transactions that will help you grow into the better business person that you're supposed to be. So I can't tell you how, I always say this because it's funny. I'm like, man, we pray before it happens. We prepare, and sometimes things still don't go right. Even when you prepare, even when you show up early, even when you think you got all the cords and all the mics, you get there and then
it go left.
The plug that y'all plugging up all the equipment in, it don't work.
Yeah.
Or you get there and I've gotten a place 2 hours early and they didn't know the Wi-Fi. So now we got to wait on somebody to come here, and we start 30 minutes late, but now we didn't get a chance to do a pre-show because we 30 minutes late. We got to start right now.
Wow.
So now it messed up the production. Mm-hmm. Now the client is mad. But I'm mad because we got here 2 hours early and we ain't have Wi-Fi.
Wow.
But operate in a manner where you do everything that you can to make sure that you don't get bashed on the internet. Now, operate in a manner to make sure that you do everything that you can to be the best person who it is that you want to be. So a man thinketh, so is he. That's one of my favorite Bible verses in Proverbs. You got to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, am I scamming these people? Am I doing their taxes right? Am I doing their credit right? Like, am I going about this right? Because, yeah, you getting the money for it. You might be getting the money for it. But there will come a time where you're possibly going to get exposed for the stuff that you're not really focused on if you're not handling it correctly. And I've seen people who have made a lot of money very fast. They made their money.
But it died slowly.
It either dies slowly, but your reputation starts dying when people realize that you've been ripping us off.
Wow.
So for us who are doing things for free, and it's taking us longer than everybody else, and we might not be making 100K every year like we see all our mentors and stuff doing. Hey, check their reviews. Are you getting dogged out like them? Is the word scam being attached to your name? Is the word they don't care about our business? All they care about is the invoice. Are those type phrases being attached to your name? And so when I talk about that research, I didn't want those type phrases and quotes being attached to my name.
Likewise.
The quotes that are attached to our names is trust the process.
Exactly.
He's gonna work hard.
Exactly.
He will over deliver. He might be late, but when he get there, he gonna clown. Like that's me. Like if you know you have like knowing yourself. So a man think is so is he. You have to know your flaws. I used to be late for work. So my mama told me this one day. Certain things gonna happen on y'all journey, y'all, where it's gonna propel you forward. My mama was one of those, get a good job, work for 40 years. Like, I just want you to get a good job, son. I just want you to get a good job.
40% of your income.
I just want you to get a good job. And then one day, she noticed, because I kept my head down, she noticed, like, okay, like, he ain't on that. And this is the only business advice that my mama has given me, because she's not an entrepreneur, so it's not really much advice she can give me on this. Okay. My mama told me, she said, hey, son, how is God going to bless you if you're not doing right at these people's job? You think you just going to carry it over into your business?
Oh, that's powerful. Let's stop, because that brings up integrity. What you do here will follow you is what she's saying in a nutshell. So if you don't do right in one place, how do you think you're going to grow big and do all these other things in another place? So integrity is what she's speaking to, which is one of my biggest things. I think it's one of my values because I don't know how else to move.
I'm going to tell you this. I've always moved with integrity, but one of my flaws, and I had a coach who used to try to correct this, which he's done a great job. And it was basically about cutting corners. Wow. One of his things was, if you're so smart to where you're smart enough to where you can find the corner to cut, be so smart to where you don't cut the corner. Because understand what you're doing, you cutting the corner.
Every corner that you cut will be cut on you.
Later down the road, it's going to come to affect you. Like, yeah, you smart, but if you, so let's try to tie this in. Because I know I told everybody to go out there and sell a slice of pizza without getting that LLC. The thing
which we don't recommend.
The thing is, guys, if you come and get a consultation from me, I'm going to give you a checklist of things. Like, I'm going to look at your social media page, your website. I'm going to look at everything. I'm going to say, hey, you need to go and do these 12 things. But when we look at these 12 things, we're like, man, I got to spend money, $100, $200, $300, $400. So I always say, do what you can do in priority. But the thing is, you're going to become depressed if you're not doing nothing. Like, you got to knock off something on that checklist.
Exactly.
You got to knock off something. So whether that's sell a couple cupcakes on this Saturday so that you can buy the LLC on Monday, you need to get in there and get the whipping. You got a product that everybody likes. You need to, hey, come on now.
Yeah. You got to sell something. And also, too, I would love for you to do or share with the listeners on how they can get that checklist or how they can follow your community as to how they can get connected with something like that for the entrepreneurs who are just getting started. Because I think that a lot of people are just in their head right now. They feel like the market is oversaturated. Yeah. Right. And so I can't get in. I don't know what to do. It's too overwhelming. And that brings me to my next question. What do you feel about entrepreneurs having mentors? Because some people are like, oh, I'm fine. I'm good. I don't need it. They feel like they've taken the high road. They know everything there is to know. They've read all the articles. They've, used ChatGPT. They know everything there is to know. So talk to me more about mentors. Do you feel that they're important? And if so, what do you feel like you get the most from them?
All right. I gotta finish your question, because you asked me about integrity, and what was the second thing you asked me about?
The listeners, so that they are able to get in on the list or work with you. Yes.
So let me finish that. The integral part, which I think is the correct word. Am I right, Cam Newton? The integrity that you have to have, and this is one thing I want to make sure that I stated for our listeners. When I was at Wells Fargo, I was number one in all of our categories customer service, time on the clock, so time on the phone. I think it was like the time that, I mean, the duration of the call was low, so the duration of the time, you know, I'm at the top of that. But it's just like I'm leading the team in all of the categories that serve the customer, but not leading the team in all of the categories that serve Wells Fargo, if that makes sense. So Wells Fargo is like, they're like, hey, we want you to take your lunch at this time. And I'm like, I don't like taking my lunch at that time. Like, I like taking my lunch at 1:15, but y'all want me to take my lunch at 10:45. Now I got to work on the clock.
That's not lunch, that's breakfast.
I don't get off until 4:30, so now I'm on the clock for 5.5 hours. And I'm like, the way I want my day to go, like, no. I want to take my lunch at 1:15, come back at 1:45, and then all I got is 2 hours to work. And I got that 15-minute break. Okay, so the integrity. You want to
work to the last minute.
Yeah.
Get on out. Hey, have a little bit of time in between, and then I'm out. It's time to go.
I work hard for you in the morning. I come straight in. I work 5.5 hours straight. I get it straight to you. Be your best employee. But you just not going to lunch when we want you to. You know, or you over here slumped down in your seat like this instead of sitting up at the desk like we want you to. But I'm leading in customer service, talking to them just like this. Welcome to Wells Fargo. My name is Justin. How may I serve you?
Yeah.
My team manager, Justin, get up. I'm like, man, bro, I'm over here. I'm number one like this. So
slumped in the chair.
Integrity wise, I always did my job. I always was very pleasurable to my customers. I always served them well. I just had a problem with certain rules and, you know, just 30-minute lunches. Like, no, I need an hour. I need 45 minutes.
I feel like you can't eat a lunch in 30 minutes.
You can't.
I feel like I am like
you can't
eating over, like I'm already chewing and I'm putting more into my mouth now because I'm trying to finish quickly, and I just don't feel like 30 minutes is enough time. I know
we got some questions, but I want to make sure I drop this. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure I drop it. Like, man, this is your life, and you gotta doggone be a little selfish with it. And what I mean by is they already tell us to go to school. They just send us to college, and then we just get in the job, and then we just doing what everybody else is doing. Like me, I've always been somebody who my coach didn't like. You know, I'm like, man, hold on, they all traveling over here, man. I could take this route and get there faster. Like, still get the same job done. Like hold on, man. And so sometimes you have to derail yourself from what is normal, from what everybody else is doing, so that you can go and get what it is for you, what's gonna make you peaceful at night. And so I'm just real big on, you know, like I'm never thought that I was better than everybody else, but now I used to think I was better than everybody else.
Oh,
but over time, God showed me something.
Wow.
And I realized, I'm like, hey, you're different. Like, over time, God showed me, like, hey, man, you and them, and y'all ain't no apart. You might think differently from them, but y'all, you know what I'm saying, you're not better than them. That's that humility. You got to be humble, because sometimes we walk around and feel like we better than our high school people because we drive a newer year. Man, that junk don't mean nothing. Just because I'm a business owner and you work for that, I don't feel no better than you, but I do feel different. Because I don't have to wake up on Monday mornings and be mad, you know, because it's Monday.
You got to go in at 5 a.m.
I have never, like,
you gotta
man,
go in to
I
work.
forgot what that feel like, to be upset on Sunday evening because you got to work Monday. Forgot that. Now, back to your second question. How can they get in touch with me as far as this checklist? I'm actually writing a book. I've already wrote the book. The book is going to be less than $5, and it's called Branding to Stand Out. It's an ebook. So they'll be able to purchase the book. It's I want to say it's 11 pages, so it's 1 page per chapter. But they'll get brief insight on what they need to do to brand themselves to stand out. And then from there, they can book a consultation with me. As of right now, I want to say my consultations are Um, 125 for 1 hour. Cause I just bumped them up from $75 an hour, and they were there for about 3 years. So if you didn't take advantage there, I feel now that I'm worth 125, which I'm probably worth 300. I know my market,
which I believe so, because I think you're selling yourself short.
Hey, my market, I might be worth 1,000, but you got to know
this,
you got to know your market.
Definitely buying 20 copies, so you can reach out to me on how you can get them. We're buying 20 copies, so that's 20 copies sold from me.
Oh, God is good.
By the cameras, okay? So 20 copies from me.
Wow.
We're buying it. Reach out to me on how you can get your copy.
That's love.
I want to also go over who you are, where did you grow up, talk about the beginning stages, about your mom and dad, and how did you grow up, and where are you from here from Birmingham?
Man, I'm definitely from Birmingham. When I was taken home from Cooper Green, they sent me to the north side. So part of my heart is on the north side, but my family, their foundation is in Fairfield and Brighton.
Okay.
So I'm Fairfield all day, Brighton all day. You can see me on the porches of either one of them streets, that I grew up on. I still go by, show love to my people who poured into me, into the community. I still stay in the hood, so I'm not one of those people who had to, run away. I'm in my community. I'm in my city. I'm about that. And big shout out to my mom. And my mom, she had me at the age of 16. Could have got rid of me. But the type of person that she is and what she told me out of her mouth, she was just like, if I make a decision, I'm going to stick with it, And so from there on, it's just I realized that my life shouldn't be lived in vain. Because this woman here, for one, she made a decision to keep me, but she also did everything in her power to make sure that I wasn't a statistic. So, look, 5th grade, valedictorian, graduated.
Wow, smart class.
No, straight up. Honor Society student.
Smart class.
I have a very diverse background. I went to Fultondale Elementary. I went to Oak Grove Middle School, Oak Grove High School. Went to Robinson in Fairfield, a part of the A.G. Gaston community, as a child. Pleasant Grove High School and Middle School, Midfield High School graduate. I spent a year at Birmingham Southern. Rest in peace to Birmingham Southern.
Yeah, that went away.
Yeah, rest in peace to my school.
Just dissolved all at once. It was just all over the news and then just gone.
Yeah, rest in peace to my school. But no, big shout out to Miles College. I'm a proud Mile-ian. My mom, my dad, my great grandmother taught at Miles. She was the first female, one of the first female mayors in Alabama. But she used to be the mayor of Brighton.
Wow.
So I come from a long line of preachers and HBCU teachers and, people who just trust the process and don't give up. And so I grew up with 5 grandparents.
Oh my goodness. You're probably
probably 6, 7 grandparents, but 5 great grandparents. Wow. So my life was a little bit different from others who say they've never even met their grandmother before. I grew up around my great grandparents. The type of wisdom that I have, the type of upbringing, I'm just so thankful because I'm literally a mirroring image of all of the people who raised me. Starting from my mama and my dad. They are young, vibrant, but they're outspoken. They're bold, but they also raised us in a way where we don't look like how we should have came out.
Wow.
And so that type of upbringing, where you realize where you come from, there have been several business opportunities presented to me and things that were outside of how I was raised or outside of my principles. And so I'm very thankful for them, just for, like I say, not showing us that we were better, but showing us that we were different. Hey, you weren't raised that way. You need to do this, do that. And I'll try to tie it in with how it is that I became who I am today. My great grandmother, I told you, she used to be the mayor. She used to have me putting out signs for Don Siegelman and John Kerry, Sheila Smoot, back in the day. So I used to make money putting out picket signs, getting paid from my grandmama, $20 a day or $40 a day, $60 a day. So third grade, I bought my first pair of shoes.
Oh, like so you became an entrepreneur we
getting deep. We getting deep.
Yeah, early. Literally. Third grade.
So listen, I got to talk about the type of shoes they were. Everybody had the Air Force Ones, the high top Air Force Ones.
Yeah, with the straps.
With the strap. I only had $40 that I had work for, from washing cars and cleaning the kitchen, the den, making sure the den, straight, and putting out those signs.
Wow.
I had $40. I remember I went and bought. Don't laugh at me, bro. Can you pull me up too?
Yeah.
Man, Kayla, I went and bought some high top Reeboks with the strap on them. They look like the Forces.
We going for some pink, and we gonna hide it from the camera.
It's cool.
Gonna hide it from the camera.
Oh man, there's a testimony in that, Kayla. From just not being able to have the Forces like everybody else had, and you possibly go to school and get cracked on. Mm-hmm. I was able to have pride in what I had on because I bought them, and nobody else had them, so I was always different. They parents probably brought theirs. You the valedictorian of the school, and you don't get paid for grades.
No,
these people, they get J's for C's. So the expectation of me from my household has always been different. Like, yeah, you the valedictorian, but like, we're just not buying you J's and Forces just because. Like, we expect you to do this. So my parents.
Ooh, that's a hard.
No, listen, like, even in the journey that I'm on now, sometimes I feel like, I'm like, why don't they call me and ask me, do I need anything? Like, this is my first time expressing this to you.
Yeah.
I mean, like, why did they don't call me and be like, hey, bro, like, are you hungry?
Yeah, do you need something?
Do you need some money? Like,
yeah.
No, my parents, they treat me, and I've seen my daddy say this, but they treat me like this, where my daddy will literally push me off a cliff with no wings. Wow. And he'll stand at the top and tell y'all how I'm going to start flying before I hit the ground. But that's how much confidence that he has in me.
Yes, but can you talk about the pressure that puts onto you?
It's a lot of pressure.
I'm
the
have
oldest.
That parent who's saying, yeah, you're going to do blank, 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 and blank. But you as a person don't even know, how am I going to get there? You're still trying to figure things out. You're still trying to like understand, like, how do I even get there? But here's your parents saying, yeah, you're going to blank, blank, and blank. And you like, how you know that?
Man, we come from a God-fearing family. Like, we come from a family where, so much stuff has happened, which I feel like in other families too, we've experienced so much death and grief and, hardship. I think I've, named everything except say that we got it out the mud. I don't like, even though I come from the lowest of low.
That's good.
No, like we come from a good family, but it's just like certain things that God put you in, you have to go through it. So we've gone through foreclosures and losing our house and being in, I heard somebody refer to me in high school. They said, bro, you were like Richie Rich in high school. I'm like,
you put me on this high pedestal.
That's how y'all thought of me.
Saying that I'm like all this in a bag of chips. Turns out I'm not. I had it a little bit better than you, but still had my hardships.
My folks just want it for us a little bit more. And they're like, my mom, I told you, my mom had me at 16 and she's like, hey, I'm keeping you. And from there, working 2 jobs with no car in college. Wow. I'm going to still graduate. Going to work, hey, I'm still going to get these bills paid even though it's just me and you. I ain't finna complain about your daddy. You get what I'm saying? So, she was a good enough woman to where she was able to get her a husband, you know. But that's all a part of it, you know, her spirit and the way that she carried herself. You know, it's some women who can't find a husband because of their spirit wrong and how they carry themselves. So literally just the upbringing, I see the sacrifices that my dad made at a young age for me. And it shows me acts of sacrifice. You know, I've seen the inclusion that I have in my business, how I'm able to think about everybody. And even though me and you, we may not agree or we may have beef, I can still share your purpose because I know your purpose is good. It's just you that's wrong. You get what I'm saying? That comes from the inclusion of my grandmama. She gonna make sure everybody have a present at Christmas. Literally, you could have just came and she ain't know you. And literally, you got a tie and a coffee mug and some socks.
Literally.
Polo socks.
And trying to slip you this money that's like, oh, let me slip you this
literally,
money.
You walk in like, hey, grandma, I got
like
my
a drug
homeboy.
deal.
Got my homeboy with me. Literally, hey, you brought your homeboy?
Yeah, it's like a drug deal when your grandma is trying to slip you some money. They literally slipping it to you like, yeah, bro. Yeah, here you go.
All of
like
that.
Literally slipping you money. I'm like, why is my grandma slipping me money like it's a drug deal?
The care from my great granddaddy.
Trying to help you. Yeah.
The care from my great granddaddy, his soft voice. That's how I respond to all of my customers. Even when I'm frustrated or the good customer service that I may have, you can call my phone. Hey, how can I help you? I could be in the middle of an argument, but I understand what's more important. You get what I'm saying? So it's a lot. How I was raised, and I know I answered this question for about 10 minutes because speaking about my people, I love them. I love them. They really made me who I am today. And so I take my grandmamas and my granddaddies and my mama and my daddy everywhere I go.
Literally, and if you don't hear anything else, definitely him first.
Yes, and big God.
But like to have mom and dad now is so precious, especially to see as we continue to get older. Mom and dad is not around, and the thought of them not being there the whole like your whole life or the rest of your journey is very daunting. Like you start to think like, man, I'm not gonna have my dad. Like in my case, my dad is already gone. And thankfully for me, I have a stepdad, right? But he's my dad. Yeah. Right? My biological dad is gone, but he's also my dad, and I call him dad, and he would never be a stepdad to me. I don't call him like, hey, stepdaddy, come here. Like
same here. My stepdad, you know, which I don't call him step until it's time to identify my situation. Exactly. But no, like that's my biological daddy.
Exactly. That's my dad.
Damn near, look, you done made me cuss. We damn near look alike. No, cause I'm serious about that. You see, I ain't cuss none time. No, but by him, no, I'm serious. Like we look alike to the point where it's just like it fit. They see we all look alike. I look like his mama. You get what I'm saying? And that's us. That's
your
us.
dad, period.
Yeah. Now my dad, no, hold on. The dude who, you know, I ain't never called him my dad, but the dude who did what he did, he ain't around either. Like he's non-existent. And so that's why I'm like, you know, I know our situation is probably different, but it's just like, I feel that. Like my stepdad, man.
That's your dad.
We don't even use those type words. You know?
Yeah, same here. Dad is dad, and that's my dad. Like he knows that, and if I call him, if I'm on the road at the middle of the night, like if I'm on the side of the road in the middle of the night, he's gonna come.
The same way I told you he'll push me. I'll be out in public. Even I'll call him right now, and if he don't answer, I'm like, dude.
Yeah. What you doing?
Dude, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah. My dad was so calm right now. If I say I'm on the side of the road, I don't know what to do, he's about to come. Like, he about to get up out the bed, put his clothes on in a hurry, and run to me.
I know he in the bed with my mom. I'm talking about 11:30 at night. I call him like, hey, dude. Hey,
yeah.
What you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, man, you better answer the phone.
Exactly.
It's me calling. That's normally, like, the times I've been calling, it ain't been about nothing. I literally just call him, just talk to him.
Hey, what you doing? Yeah. What's going on?
Wait. Hey man,
Hey,
get
what
up,
you
man. I
doing?
just called to talk to you, but no,
Yeah.
it's just
That's a good relationship to have,
it's
though.
just all love. It's all love. I come from a good family, and I want to say this because like when you get involved in business, when you like if you were when me being involved in business, my business is always on the display of the public. My photography, my videography, how I interact with the public. Like my business is like in the public. I don't just sell, just t-shirts to people. They just get the t-shirt and they just be done. And so from that, how I say having the transition from like, yeah, I used to be late at work, or yeah, I had a smart mouth sometimes, growing up, or I used to be opinionated, or, you used to be the one that want to do your own thing. That's cool in certain aspects, but when you're representing people, you can't always be you.
Yeah.
And when I say you, I'm talking about the wrong you. There's a better you that you can be. And that better you helps represent the family a whole lot better. So Justin and J.E., because a lot of people know me as, two, they be like, J.E., he's somebody different. I'm like,
so talk about J.E. Like, what is J.E. like? So what are we getting today? Justin Evans or we get J.E.? What are we getting?
I mean, you're getting a balance because,
a little bit of both.
Yeah, when it might come out, you get a balance. But no, J.E. is more of the social college Kappa that everybody knows, digital persona. And then you have people who know me as Justin, and chicks that I've been in relationships with, they call me Jay. And it's like, if a girl called me Jay, I know we locked in. Like,
yeah, you knew me at that level before,
like,
now.
Yeah.
So, and I know, and that leads us over into our relationship topic. And it's not what you think. It's more about how do you conduct it along with the business.
Easy.
How does it go in? Are you too busy? And is there really time to really do that when you're trying to build a brand?
Oh, you just threw in another question on me. This is serious, and hopefully by answering this, anybody who's like trying to potentially date me, they could possibly understand like what's going on. I do not date business owners, or shall I say, I don't like to do business and pleasure, if that makes sense.
Wow. Oh, that is like meaty.
No,
he said, wait, but before we go there,
go ahead.
The producer just said that he got married the same year we started this. So, I mean, that just says if a man is ready, he's ready.
Yeah.
But if he's not ready, he's not ready.
Yeah.
Like, if you're ready to do it, let's do it.
Yeah.
But if you're not ready and you still like, I'm still playing these games, I'm still out here, I want to be like the, I don't know, fastpreneur who's like always on the move, got all these things going on, but I'm also entertaining a lot of different things. The producer said she's got to be ready too, and that's great. Like you got to be ready. Like, are you ready to come out of the streets or not?
So timing is everything, and so the reason why I wanted to talk about those two things, because like you asked me about dating. For one, I don't do like I'm real big on like not mixing business with pleasure.
Okay.
For one, why? Because let's go back to our first question. When you research the market, when you look in the industry, when you know your market that you're in, you can hear some of the things that go on, and it's like, well, hey, this photographer tried to touch me, or I reached out to this photographer, but he was playing games. He really was like he's a freaky photographer. Being a freaky photographer
does not put a good stamp on your business.
Doesn't put a good stamp on my name. And then also, am I getting paid from that?
No, like this is all bedroom activity, which I don't want to get too deep on that, but like that gets to a place that I'm not interested in.
Yeah.
Like that just gets way too far. And I think people really need to focus on, do I like them like that? Yes or no, and quit playing with people. That's my whole thing. Like, if you like somebody, you need to say it, get it over with, and get out of there. Like, don't keep letting things fester, or like where you're just doing all these like, don't do that. Say what you need to say. Yeah. Get out.
No, I'm real big on that.
Drop it, get out. Like, that's it.
Real big on that. Like, as a, photography is a part of my business. So, I do studio shoots. It's one shoot that I always like I'm like real big thankful about. Like, we did the first naked shoot that I ever had. And what did you hear me say earlier? Say yes. When people ask, hey, can you do this?
Oh my God. I don't know if I say yes to this.
I had never done a naked shoot before.
A naked shoot? Guess what? Yeah, I don't know. Guess what? I would have to think about that. Hey, like, a naked shoot? You gotta think about it. But yeah, I'm not your guy. Think about this.
So, people are gonna ask you, like, hey, can you come shoot our repast today? I've had to shoot funerals.
I'm good with that.
I've had to go to the strip club and shoot strippers. I done had to go to the church and take headshots for pastors. And y'all hear me for the cupcake bakers. Say yes. You just never know. You just never know. The first branding shoot I ever did.
Our producer said, gotta sign the paperwork. Yes. Because if something go wrong and you say that I touched you in X amount of way, like, just for legal reasons. Like, you could reach out to me like, yeah, we're cool, we're fun, da-da-da-da, right? But I can have my own secret intentions on what I want this to be, and I'm trying to draw you into a legal battle that you really never intended for.
Can I give you a secret?
Yeah, sure. I'm ready to hear it.
Watch this right here. So I told you, I said, hey, don't allow not having things in order to make that sale. I had a contract in order before I ever had an LLC.
Okay, that's fair.
How we present our business as if it's, you got to present it in a certain way. So on some presentable level stuff I tell you about, I didn't have things together in the background, but my flyers, $50 to $60 a flyer. I got the best graphic designer. Now he moved out of Birmingham. He graduated from Alabama State. He viral down there in Montgomery.
Wait, is this the guy from the event?
No, he's
okay,
in
not
Houston.
him.
No, he's staying in Houston.
Somebody else.
So my flyer guy stays in Houston. And I do have one in Birmingham. Big shout out to the Flyer Flash, Chris Wynn. I want to call him out. Because it'll be Chris, almost like a disjustice because that, like, I do. But my other one, I'm not calling his name out. He's in Houston. Like, back then, just finished a Success in the City week where we did 5 events in 5 days 2 weeks ago. I paid $40 to $60 per flyer for each event. I did like 6 events in 6 days.
That's crazy.
So the things that I started off doing in the beginning, as far as your display and how you present yourself to people, you doggone right. You want to have it needs to look like it's doing right. Because there are a lot of $1 million, billion-dollar companies who look like they're doing stuff right, but in the behind the scenes, they doing us wrong. McDonald's, Chick-fil-A.
No, he did call out Chick-fil-A. Wait a minute.
No, Chick-fil-A, we love their customer service.
We do, but they're marketing. Selling a fried chicken sandwich at the end of the day.
We love their customer service. We love their testimonies that they've been doing.
Yeah.
This is a real life situation.
It's a fried chicken sandwich that has made
55 ingredients in the chicken sandwich.
Well, that has made people think that they're eating healthy when actually
how you present yourself to the
it's a fried chicken sandwich, but it's a good fried chicken sandwich.
55 ingredients. They didn't tell us that. And so as amazing as Chick-fil-A is, 55 ingredients in that chicken sandwich.
Now, one of my trainers taught me that if you cannot, oh my gosh, she said chemical chicken. The producer said chemical chicken. Oh my gosh. But one of my trainers taught me is if you cannot pronounce the ingredients that are in the food that you're eating, you should not be eating that. So once, like, that eliminated like mayo, ketchup, mustard, barbecue sauce. Like
Yes.
there were so many things that we could not eat.
Prometheus, glycerate, and
because like if you
glucose,
couldn't go to him and say
glucosamine,
this is like I can pronounce.
thiasamine,
If you can't pronounce it correctly,
minestrone,
you can't eat it.
what is thiasamine minestrone? Like I don't.
Yeah, like if you couldn't like pronounce it and tell him what it meant, you couldn't eat it. Literally. So like when I went home and was like, trainer. His name is HP, and I haven't been able to locate him since I was training with him in Brookwood in Homewood.
Man, hey, I mean
I don't know where he is now. Don't know where he is in the world, but
you need people like that.
HP is his name.
You need people like that to be able to break it down for you. Because like I say, hey, Chick-fil-A, they're closed on Sundays because they're about the Lord. They love the Lord.
They do.
Yeah, but they also have 55 ingredients. They have flaws. They are late, just like you. But the thing is, don't allow your flaws to not sell that cupcake that you got sitting. You know what I'm saying?
But one of the things, and one of the things I'm doing now is I hired a chef for me because I realized I was so busy and I couldn't cook healthy meals. So I met this girl and she's amazing. And I'm like, hey, I need you to cook some meals for me. And she's like, hey, yeah, I'm getting started in catering. I'm like, you're just the person I need to talk to.
Right.
I'm a busy entrepreneur. I work full time, all these things. And so I'm like, hey, I can't cook. Like, I need somebody to cook for me because I can't. And she's like, I got you.
No, you need that. I got somebody who do that for me.
Just like,
and,
yes.
Big shout out to Chef Kill. You know what I'm saying? Because
wow.
Yeah, big shout out to Chef Kill. Success in the City, nominated top 3 female chefs in Birmingham. But on this journey, like I say, you got to, you got to know who's doing what. And so my whole thing is like people ask like Justin, like what's your title? What you do? I'm a professional dot connector.
You are. You're a connector.
I'm a dot connector.
You connect people. And right now, I want you to connect the listeners. And I want to thank you so much for being here. This means a lot to the listeners. I think we discussed so much.
We have.
I've gotten to know you more. And I think we should connect on a lot of things that haven't even come yet. But we should connect definitely. I want you to tell the people how they can follow you for one. What are you working on next? And what's next for you?
Follow me on social media at Young Entrepreneurs, and that is ENTREPIONEERS. That's Young Entrepreneurs. What an entrepreneur is, an entrepreneur is someone who sets pathways for entrepreneurs to follow. And so if you want to follow me, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you can also go to our website as well. As soon as you go on our website, you can sign up and you'll be subscribed to our email blast list. That way that you don't miss anything that we're doing, and you also don't miss anything that we're promoting, within the city and within our ecosystem. Up next, we just finished Success in the City week. We're going to continue to do a podcast, and someone has suggested that we change our podcast that we've been doing for 4 years. They want us to change the segment and call it Success in the City. So
wow.
We're going to spend the next couple of months just focusing on bringing our interviews back and just really highlighting the success in this city. And then also, we have to tackle our everyday clients. People need photography, videography, website design, graphics, business consultation. Wow. Or whether you need marketing to our email blast that we send out, that goes out to 16,000, or we're going to push that up to 20 and 25,000 and 50,000 and 100,000 people, to where if your friends and family, if they just stop sharing, give us a call and we'll get it to the people that they need to get it to. So to answer your question, we are still searching and researching for new ways to be able to add resources and tools to our business owners so they can continue to sustain in business.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you again so much for being here. This is a truly it's an honor to do this. I know we didn't get to chance to talk about how you got this new promotion as being this new coach, but I want to congratulate you on that because I did my research on that. So congratulations on the new promotion. I don't know how that's going or how that came about, but congratulations on that. I did see it. I do my research. So congrats.
I won't talk 20 minutes, but I tell you, it's been natural.
Wow.
It's been natural.
Okay.
It's been something that I didn't know that I wanted to do. I knew that I could do it, but I was doing what I was doing with the business owners. Mm-hmm. And people have always asked me, like, why don't you go into coaching? And I tell them, I said, hey guys, like, I started a business that hasn't gotten off the mark.
Yes.
10 years later.
Here we are. So again, thank you guys so much for listening. You have watched the Executive Health Club, and I'll link all the information down below. Again, thank you so much for being here. You can get 20 copies. I'm going to have 20 copies. I don't know how long I'm going to have them.
Ooh, praise God.
But I'm going to have 20 copies. So we're going to put that information below on how you can get access to that as well. And we will see you on the next episode. We are out. Peace.